Hey, welcome back to the show. Today's November 28th, 2017. In this week's news, we have an update on my Intrepid trip. So I'm going to leave all the updates open for everyone to read because I think this is something that will benefit the whole community. So if you want to check it out, the link will be below. But it was my Kickstarter to go interview and document Intrepid cameras in Brighton. It went really well. I have the Q&A video ready to post like in this week. So I'll let you guys know when I do it on my social media. Also about Intrepid, we have an update from them coming out with the Intrepid 8x10 to 4x5 reducing back. So if you bought an Intrepid 8x10 and you want to shoot 4x5, now you can get the reducing back from them and got it shipped in around, I guess, 12 weeks. They're extremely busy, so they have a pretty long shipping date. Also from Intrepid, they have an 8x10 lens board, which is basically a Cinar lens board. So if you have a Cinar, Horseman, or Intrepid lens board, you can use it with the Intrepid or similar. The Intrepid ones, I think, are made out of wood. And just remember to get the right copal hole for your lens. In other news, we have Polaroid Originals suing Fuji in the US, at least of what I know is the USA. For basically copying their Instax Square format, copying their Polaroid 600 format in their Instax Square, same proportions, same white border and such. This is not new. There's been a lot of suing back in the day from Polaroid versus Kodak. Kodak lost and had to back off the instant market. Now we have Polaroid Originals hitting Fuji hard in the US, as Instax is one of the biggest sales product from Fuji. So we'll wonder how that comes out. Also, the news, maybe around a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there's been an update on Kodak Ektachrome coming soon. If you watch or listen, more than watch is listening, the Kodakery podcast, they actually talk about the whole procedure of how they're making test runs, the different levels of quality control that they're going through. It's around an hour program, but I highly recommend you listen to it because there's some experts behind it talking about why it's taking so much time and you can't just turn on machines, how they're sourcing chemicals and such. I listened to it on the airplane and I found it really interesting. Also, there's news on the Elbaflex Kickstarter, which now has an Ektaflex Prime, which comes with, I think it's Pentax and M42 mount. There's been quite a bit of, talk on the community saying that Elbaflex is basically a Kiev 19M, and the price point for that is around, I think, 10 to 50 bucks, and how this is pretty much the same camera without a light meter. I think they've addressed this too on updates. I haven't been able to check it out, but if you are wondering about the Elbaflex, you might want to read their updates on their Kickstarter. Also, there's news from the George Eastman Museum. And for those who don't know, the George Eastman Museum has some workshops which are pretty amazing. They do everything from film in towards, cinematography. They do workshops in tintypes and different old processes. You have the announcement for the 2018 workshops. They usually fill up very fast. So if you're around town, or even if you're very committed to a certain process, you want to go there, they have some of the best people teaching over there. I highly recommend it. Also, there's a news on the Instax Wide. There's been a release of the Monochrome version of the Instax for the wide cameras. And this is huge news to us wide users, me included, because when we saw the Instax Square and then the Monochrome for the Mini and such, I really thought the wide would be left to die. But seeing Monochrome coming in the wide version gives me hope that the wide will still remain. I'm a wide shooter mostly because I like the bigger size, so it's good news for us Instax Wide users. Also on Kickstarter, we've seen a darkroom there called Bright Rooms, and basically it's kind of a community darkroom, and they're trying to help fund some different things they want to achieve. They've got new machinery, old machinery, and they need just some help to get their project started. So I think it's around London. I can't tell you 100% sure, but it is the UK. So you want to check it out. There's a link below to their website and their Kickstarter campaign. If you feel like supporting a local darkroom or community darkroom, check it out. Also news, we have Cinestill coming back with the XX, and Cinestill film, as we know, usually loads or repackages cinematography film. In this case, it's not color film, it's the Kodak XX. A lot of people do it, but it had been out of stock from Cinestill for a while. Also, FPP, the Film Photography Podcast, sells it. They also sell some bulk of it. But if you want to get it from Cinestill, you can check it out. They now have it on their store. Also, there's been a major update from the Film Lab app, which basically is that app that will let you scan with your phone. Just putting your phone on top of your negatives on a LED light source or light source would pop up directly. He's been working very hard on getting the color science and learning about it. Hopefully the final release will be out soon, and it will be the best possible with constant updates. Also, there's been news from Polaroid Originals. Again, not very happy news. And it's a letter from their CEO talking about Packfilm. As you all know, Packfilm was made by Polaroid and Fuji. I think they even developed it together. And what happened is Fuji was the last remaining manufacturer of this product. Discontinued it I think beginning of this year, maybe late last year, and the news hit really hard because no one was able to make it. Impossible. Or now Polaroid Originals didn't have the machinery, and this is a letter from the CEO saying that they just can't make it. They're not committed to that right now. They're really focused on the integral part of their films, which is the Polaroid 600, SX70, Spectra film line, also 8x10, thankfully. And sadly, Packfilm right now is not something they can do. New 55 could have done it, but didn't get enough backers on their Kickstarter. Polaroid Originals is not going to do it. Fuji is not going to restart the process. So for now, Packfilm is a format that will die the moment stock is gone. Also, we have news that Hasselblad Square Instax Kickstarter is canceled because he wasn't going to make the funding, and a lot of people have been suggesting changes to the Kickstarter. So he canceled it to come with a version 2, which is going to improve that the square Instax is going to be aligned in the middle. And also he's going to mirror, so you don't get that mirrored image, so you get it upright. So you're wearing a logo or you have freckles on one side or not on the other, there will be the right side up. So I'm excited, and I'll keep you updated with what happens with the Hasselblad Square Instax. Also, there's been an article on the 35mm blog talking about the Artisans 35 f2 in Leica mount. And this is still a pre-model samples. He's using it as a beta tester, I guess. And if you are excited about having a 35 f2, which is pretty affordable, you should read his blog and check. He also selling lenses in the UK and Europe, so you can check it out. Also, there's the Filmomat developing system, which now is shipping overseas. If you've never seen the Filmomat, it's a machine that will do E6 in your house, basically, kind of like a Jobo, but it uses suction and air bubbles and such to develop. I saw a demonstration at Photokina, and it's very interesting. If you're really committed to E6, it can do 4x5, 35, 4x5, 35, 120, 4x5, and up to 5x7, I think. So check it out if you're interested. Also, there's a new film by the smallest manufacturer in the world, Film Washi film. And it's basically a different kind of film from washi paper. It has like a thinner base, it's more transparent, so it probably can be enlarged better. I left the information below. There's a PDF to their data sheet and the website just in case you want to buy some. So yeah, that's all for this week. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any information, send me an email to the email below. See you next week.